So then next comes to efficiency of the material use. So what may be the efficiency of the material used is our study. In multi-story buildings, the panels are used in insulated and spandrel panels. Between columns they are used for the materials. In between also we have used for floor slabs, we are using the materials which will be resisting and also replaced by reinforced concrete wall panels. The external surface of these panels is usually finished by last stone facing. So obviously exterior wise we will be doing some or the other for looking good and all, so this will be doing, but arranging of the panels is difficult, and then again framing those panels is also difficult. Exterior good looking should be there. Prefabricated is used for architectural point of view also. Only construction, it is not based, only construction will be, no one will be accepting that. So I just want the construction activity to be good in good looking. So efficiency within my cost, that is also essential. So the main customer will be taking into consideration of these parameters. According to them the work will be carried forward. The external surface of these panels is usually finished like the last stone facing, as we have already discussed this. Then this because of attractive appearance. Wall panels are adequate of resisting wind load, which will be acting first, and then the plane will be subjected to bearing forces, longitudinal axis of the building which will be leading, and then the longitudinal direction what you are using, bracings are being used or not, that will be considered. Then wall panels can be made of lightweight concrete reinforced member, partly of reinforced and partly lightweight, with its concrete is used for heat insulating layer. It's necessary, it's very necessary for subsequent laying, whether the member is laying or not we have to consider. And then comes to the wall panels can be divided into two groups. The first being first belong the panels which transfer their own weight, and then or others as vertical forms, means same as column or frames will be taking into consideration. These are called as horizontal wall panels. The second group involves panels resisting on the bone directly, whether footing or footing beams. So here two categories are there. One is that panels will be transforming directly own weight to the vertical columns or frames, and then the second one will be taking that panels will be resisting directly on the footings or footing beams. Then comes to these panels don't transfer any vertical loads to the columns or frames. Yes, obviously there won't be any transfer as of basic civil engineering considerations will be taking this all parameters, and columns or frames and all vertical wall panels. In both groups solid window must be distinguished. So horizontal wall panels of dimensions 0.6 to 2 meters, that is of self bearing between two adjacent frames and transfer their load directly to the columns. A horizontal wall panel always it's a lightweight only reinforced concrete, in which we will be discussing. The length of the panel is 5.98 and width is 1.18 meters and the thickness is 0.2. This is the minimum consideration, and the outer surfaces is framed as 2.5 centimeters thick reinforced concrete slab covered with the cast stone, like using the crushed limestone. The other parts of the panel are made by concrete using formed blast furnace slag, and the aggregate of the quality which is leading for the consideration of the LC to all the reinforcement. So next comes to what are the permitted tilting movements. Any of the movements are being used, or any considerations are there? Yes, definitely there will be the considerations. Loading of the crane performed with a motor, and the longitudinal direction it will be considered, and the machine is operated by remote consists, and the crane is assembling with the maximum lifting capacity of 20 tons, which is the thing we have to remember. What is the maximum capacity of the equipment which is used for hoisting you are doing, or hauling equipment? What are the equipments you are doing, what it can resist? So construction activities are going on, equipment is the major component, as equipment is one thing which will be able to transfer the materials, and then also it is used for lifting purpose, also it is used for placing purpose. So what is the maximum capacity of that equipment, we have to know it. So this is the maximum thing what as of now. It may be increased, again studies are there, as of now this is the data. So wall panels used in construction, so it is an example, okay, so actually large roofing units will be there. So first thing, roof slabs or corrugated asbestos cement sheets laid on purlins. These are the most popular forms of roof coverings used in Central Europe, because this is not directly from India, so this is basically study taken from other countries only, then that it came into existence to here. So modular houses also same. The structural system of purlins may be three types. So freely supported beam or simply supported beam we call it as, then cantilever girder and continuous girder. This is one thing which we remember in our Indian Standard Code of IS 456. There it is there, no, what is the aspect, what is the considerations you are taking, L by D, what is the thing you are taking into consideration, what is the span of that we are when you're going for study of simply supported, continuous and cantilever. So these all basic Indian Standard consideration, means IS considerations are being there here. So the connection of the the connection of the purlins over the support are designed only to absorb a limited bending moment. So normal purlins spans for 5 to 10 meters, and then the purlins spaced at intervals of 2 to 3 meters. So purlins are used solid web members. For long spans they may be lattice girders or trusted beam. Freely supported girders also there. So these all comes under categorization of freely supported, or what are the categories considered for the continuous or cantilever. So next comes to structural connection to the main beams may be considered as follows. So what may be gapping any of the store center, cross section may be secured, so projections are there or not, so the top flange of the beam is considered or bottom flange is considered, or at what particular distance you are framing it at the center. So these all connections of where you are framing it, roofing you are using, or what is the gap, how, if any of the gap existence, how we are going to do. These all are the studies. So purlins based on the principle of cantilever girder provided with hinges which are so located as to ensure statical determining have not proved satisfactory. The reason for this is that halved joints. The requirements of the careful workmanship and more straight are already in CO1. It was discussed that pre-stressed concrete is an advanced stage of concreting, and then prefabricated is advanced of pre-stressed concrete. So definitely this has to be under skilled conditions only. Then comes to the roofing slabs laid on the purlins of the flat roofs are usually of are usually of 0.5 to 1 meter wide and have a support and have supports of spats of 2.2 to 5 meters of thermal insulation. So weight, what may be the weight, 10 to 150 kgs, and ordinary concrete you are taking or any of the special concrete you are taking will be taking into consideration. Generally when you are going for the studies and all, ordinary concrete only will be carried forward. So based on the ordinary concrete only, standard dimensions will be there, and then the study will be carried forward. So here again the consideration of any of these all are the special categories of panel members what we are going to take. This is a case study that generally what happened and all. These all will be elaborate. This is a sample weight and length what we are going to consider. So concrete, what is the weight, compression strength, what we got. Is this the study of only panel wise? And then comes to next case studies, we will be discussing more about what is the considerations they have taken for members and all that we will be discussing later. Thank you.